Today we will hear member statements for the honourable members for the districts of St. George's Humber, Virginia Waters-Plesantville, Topsail-Paradise, Exploits, and Torngat Mountains. The Honourable, the member for St. George's Humber.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to pay tribute to Kelvin Cormier, a well-known Southwest Coast businessman and talented musician who recently passed away. Kelvin enjoyed meeting people and worked as an independent businessman for over 40 years. He and his wife, Patricia, owned and operated Crabs River Irving in Bay St. George South. His love of wildlife and nature was evident in another of his businesses, the Codrai Valley Wildlife Museum. He will also be remembered by many for his love of music. He performed many times at both the Codrai Valley Folk Festival and the Codrai Valley Winter Carnival, which he played at just a few months ago. He also enjoyed hunting, fishing, golfing, playing cards, cooking, and cheering for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Kelvin was devoted to and very proud of his family, especially his two grandsons. At the age of only 62, he was taken all too soon and all too suddenly. I ask all members of the House of Assembly to join with me in sending our condolences to Kelvin Cormier's family and to his many friends throughout the province. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable, the member for the District of Virginia Waters-Plesantville.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this Honourable House during Volunteer Week to recognize the Vanier Breakfast Program and their superb performance under their coordinator, Anna Ross. I've had the pleasure of volunteering with the Vanier Breakfast Program for years and never failed to be impressed by Anna's dedication to the students and her infectious positivity. Nothing is too much work for Anna. She spends her evenings making homemade muffins and always ensures that a gluten-free option is available so no student is left behind. Every morning, a fantastic spreads of fruit, grains, and drinks are available. There is never any difficulty in finding something good to eat. A dedicated group of over 30 volunteers, including parents, students, and community members, rotate through the week like a well-oiled machine. The sounds of blenders can be heard many mornings, offering smoothies, as well as the smell of pancakes and muffins, filling the hallways of the school, drawing students to the program. It is easy to see that Anna Ross is the glue that keeps the breakfast program together. There is no task too hard or time-consuming. She has a positive attitude and starts each student's day with a smile and a solid breakfast. Every school deserves an Anna Ross. Thank you very much.
The Honourable member for the District of Topsail-Paradise.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Canada's Outstanding Principals recognizes outstanding contributions of principals in public funded schools. It honours principals from every province and territory in Canada who demonstrate innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, and who have done something truly remarkable in public education. Mr. Speaker, another principal in my area won this in 2017. And this year, Michael Tobin, who has been principal of Paradise Elementary for 2 years, was named as one of Canada's most outstanding principals. He was recognized by the Learning Partnership, a national charity that chooses recipients via a selection committee after educators are nominated by parents, colleagues, and community members. The committee considers applicants on the basis of their exceptional contributions that positively impact students' achievement and success. The Learning Partnership singled out Michael's focus on innovation and technology facilitated learning. The Learning Partnership noted that Mr. Tobin's focus on new, innovative learning technology as one of the reasons that he was selected. Mr. Tobin said new learning technologies like interactive whiteboards, iPads, and Chromebooks are available to students in an effort to create a positive, fun learning environment. And when we have students that are motivated, engaged, and having fun, we get improvements in student achievements. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members of this House to join me in congratulating Mr. Tobin for his outstanding contribution to the students and for achievement. Thank you.
The Honourable member for the District of Exploits.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise in this Honourable House today to acknowledge the role played by the community of Norris Arm in response to the horrific terrorist attack against the United States on September 11, 2001. At 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, 1 hour after the first passenger airplane flew into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, both the U.S. and Canada closed their airspace. Over 500 airplanes from around the world were ordered to return to their airports of origin or were diverted to airports across Canada. The resulting landings at Gander saw the homes and hearts of residents of Halfleton, Gander, Gambo, Glenwood, Lewisport, and North Arm opened up to our stranded American friends. Last year, the town of North Arm in the District of Exploits, along with neighbouring communities previously noted, were presented with the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award at the Newfoundland and Labrador Volunteer Hall of Fame, as a testament of what was an exemplary embracing of the core values of this prestigious award, being service to others. Mr. Speaker, I ask all honourable members to join with me in congratulating the town of North Arm, as well as the aforementioned neighbouring towns, for being shining examples of humanitarian champions. Thank you.
The honourable member for the District of Torngat Mountains.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this honourable House today to recognize Mr. Barry Shepherd and Ms. Natalie Anderson of Riglet, whose heroic efforts and quick thinking saved the lives of 2 people this past December. On December 29, 2017, Barry, Natalie, and Stanley and Judy Wolfrey were on their way to their cabin in Valley's Bight when Natalie noticed that the light from the snowmobile behind her had disappeared. She quickly realized the snowmobile belonging to Stanley and Judy Wolfrey had gone through the ice. So Natalie rushed to get help from Barry. Barry immediately returned to the sinking snowmobile, where he found Judy and Stanley fighting for their lives to stay above the ice. Thanks to his quick thinking, Barry was able to get a line out and pull the 2 people ashore. Both Stanley and Judy agree that if it wasn't for the efforts of Natalie and Barry, they would not have made it out of the situation alive. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members to join me in thanking Mr. Barry Shepherd and Ms. Natalie Anderson for their quick thinking and heroic efforts in what could have been a very tragic situation.